Hello and welcome to Vyvanse in Your Child. My name is Dr. Kevin. For over 16 years I've been working with ADHD children and adults, helping them to maximize their potential and do what they're here to do in the world. I know that you are now probably a parent that is saying, I need some help with my child. You may be getting repeated calls from the school. There are issues with getting homework done, and you know your child is very bright and very creative, but they're not doing so well on tests. Maybe they're not fitting into the classroom well, and there seems to be this constant struggle because their brain seems to go in lots of different directions and doesn't always focus well in the areas that the school or you may want them to. So you've been looking and saying, well, somebody along the way has recommended medication, and the medication Vyvanse has come up as one of the options. First of all, I want to make it very clear, I'm not a medical doctor, and in nowhere in this video am I either diagnosing or am I recommending to go on or not to go on Vyvanse. I'm just trying to present you the facts as I have found them over the 16 years of working with individuals. On one hand, Vyvanse will help your child memorize better. They will memorize better, and it's going to cut off some of that out there stuff that seems to take their attention, that scattered all over the place, the 1,001 thoughts they had or the creativity. But as it does that, it will bring that child in, and so they'll be able to focus and memorize better, so they're likely initially to do better on tests, because a lot of times test is actually just memorizing and repeating something. So the focus will be better, their energy will not be as scattered or out there in a way, and you are going to probably get less calls from the school system. And depending on the priorities of why you are choosing to medicate or not medicate your child, that may be a priority for you, or it may be to try to get them to to do their homework. Now, on the other hand, Vyvanse and none of the ADHD drugs have been shown to actually help you have better comprehension. You may memorize the facts, but it doesn't mean that you're going to actually understand them any better or know how to apply them. And in fact, in some cases, it shows that comprehension may go down a little bit. And what you've done is you've cut off some of that special part of your child in that process. So yes, they now focus on things which oftentimes they're not engaged in because the energy wasn't put to engage them. Because in that engagement, you've probably noticed that what your child is interested in, they have no problem focusing on. Whether that might be a new idea or an artistic project or a video game. Hey, if they want to focus, they can focus, and you've had that experience. So the focus can be achieved without medication, but they have to be engaged in that. Besides the fact of no increased comprehension and perhaps a bit of a decrease, we also do have the side effects. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you I've memorized all the side effects of Vyvanse or any of the other ADHD medications. What I can tell you is I just brought a couple along on my little list here. These are all just for Vyvanse. And some of them happen rarely, some are pretty common. Let's just talk about, you are going to experience most common. This is on drugs.com if you want to look it up yourself. Decreased appetite, headache, nausea, upper abdominal or stomach pain, vomiting, and weight decrease. There's also some incidents that they're not sure how often that they happen, but they know that they do happen. They don't fall into the rare and they don't fall into the common, but they're in some gray area. Discouragement, feeling sad or empty, irritability, loss of interest or pleasure, sore throats, trouble sleeping, unusual tiredness or weakness. It is a stimulant, it's speed. You're putting your child on speed. So as you're kind of going through back and forth, one of the things you want to remember is that also studies have shown that over a 2 or 3 year time period, with the proper things put in place, the child with ADHD will catch up and even surpass their peers. That they will do just fine, but they do need more time, more attention, and they need the right kind of structure and attention in order to achieve that. And many other factors have to be looked at. One of the things I found, because I work a lot in alternatives over those 16 years, is that traditional people oftentimes will dismiss something because they look at it as a single focus thing. Like, go take a fish pill, or, go try biofeedback. You try one little thing here or one little thing there, and it doesn't seem to do it. And the pill seems to kind of go in, as drugs do, like a Sherman tank. So you want to keep these in mind. Also, that when they say no long-term side effects that they're aware of, most of those studies were for about 9 months. So we don't know what the long-term side effects are. We don't know what the child today, in 20 or 30 years, may be suffering from because of feeding them speed on a daily basis. They just really don't know. So I'd like to invite you, if you like more tips, tools, techniques, to come to managingthegiftofadhd.com. That's managingthegiftofadhd.com. If you come, I'll give you a free ebook to help you along your way of understanding ADHD as a gift instead of a disability. That's managingthegiftofadhd.com. Come to iTunes, Managing the Gift, and I have a free app. Also, you can come to my Facebook fan page, mydrkevin.com, mydrkevin.com. Come visit me at any of these places. I'd love to see you. Namaste.